Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're going to be going over all the brand new Smooth and GOAT Series Dirk Nowitzki cards coming out today here at NBA 2K24 MyTEAM, talking about which cards are worth getting, which cards not so much. Before we hop into the video, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 30,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, tons of consistent daily MyTEAM content. Would really appreciate it if y'all do subscribe. And without further ado, let's hop right into it and let's break this down. So we have a ton of new Smooth cards. The unfortunate part about this drop, though, is there are only 4 of them that are available without gambling. The 3 Dark Matters and Dirk. That's it. Every other card can only be pulled. That is horrible. Gambling content literally ruins everything, and they literally made it worse this season because the Dark Matters are expensive as heck. So lock in the sets, that costs like a ton of MT now. Just really disappointing the way this works. So not pleased at all with what 2K's been doing, but I mean, I will say Dark Matter Tyrus Thomas is probably a dog. 6'9" with a 7'3" wingspan at the small forward position. His stats: 93 ball, 97 speed, 98 driving and stand dunk. Versatile defender, half handles for days, blow by, hyperdrive, killed speed booster, bunch of defense, super solid shooting badges as well, and he's super athletic as well. I mean, this is a really good card. He's got the half handles for days as a base card, which is a big deal. Ben Shepherd base, Kobe upper is on very quick is amazing. For some reason I thought he had JT Thor base, but Ben Shepherd base, Kobe upper on very quick. It's the same release he had in his previous card, just on very quick now. Pro 2 fade, really good SIGs across the board. Did he have Pro 2 fade on his last card? He did not. He had Nate Robinson fade, so he even has a better fade now, with really good SIGs as well. I know he already had Jamal Murray behind the back, so like this card is amazing. He's the best viable small forward in the game, and it's not particularly close. He will be one of the best small forwards in the game, period. With a Park release, Park SIGs, and basically every single key badge. This is one of the best small forwards in the game, period. And he is the only card out of this drop that I think is worth really buying. Paul Millsap and Rudy Gobert, on the other hand, 315 KMT for these cards is a little bit of a ripoff, I feel like. I mean, Millsap's really good stat and badge wise, just like Tyrus Thomas is, but the thing about him, release isn't quite as good, normal fade isn't quite as elite. SIGs are still really good on him, but he's only 6'7" instead of 6'9". Like, he's a good card, sure, but there's a bunch of good small forwards already in the game. Unless you're locking in the set, I don't really think he's worth buying, and I think it really sucks that you're going to have to guaranteed buy 2 of these players to lock in the set for 100 overall. Even if you do grind out the agenda for a deluxe pack, which I'm sure there still is, you're gonna get one of these Dark Matters, but you still have to pay for 2 of them, which means it's still 630,000 MT to lock in a set, even if you grind out the agenda if you want. And if you don't grind out that agenda, it's almost 1 million MT, 945,000 MT to lock in for 100 overall. Just horrible price gouging. It just gets worse. So terrible. Really not a fan of that at all. Gobert is a 79 3-ball, amazing defender, really good dunker. I mean, badge wise, not horrific, although his shooting badge is added. At least he can hit a wide open 3, but I mean, it's still his own release, which I don't honestly have any idea how Rudy Gobert's release is this year. SIGs look good, but I don't know, man. It's Rudy Gobert. He's not an unbelievable shooter. He's big, but not insanely overpoweredly big. Card will be good, but card won't be special, I don't think, by any means. Like, I don't know. The only card here, Dark Matter wise, that excites me is Tyrus Thomas, but the prices of these Dark Matters and the way that it's going to cost so much to lock in this set is really absurd to me. The free Dirk Nowitzki is, I mean, let's see, is he any good? 85 speed, 97 3-ball, 85 standing, 80 driving dunk. I mean, he's definitely nerfed statistically, there's no doubt about it. At least he's got half movable. Playmaking badges are missing some stuff, as is the defense, but I mean, he does have great shooting badges. He's an okay athlete. A little slow though. Release could be a little better. I mean, Dirk's release is not that good, but I think that's kind of expected that all of his cards have his own release, except for probably the GOAT card. But I don't know. SIGs, like Levine Escape, isn't very good. He's just not great. You know what I mean? At this point, I just think the free Dirk he's nerfed, and unsurprisingly so. Now, we have the other 4 Dirks, which are your out of position Dirks, or your all position Dirks, including point guard and shooting guard Dirk. And all of these cards are the same stats and badges, and they're definitely better than his other card. Much more complete, not missing really any important badges, more defensive ability, more athletic ability as well, 95 standing, 85 driving dunk. He's just more versatile as a whole, defensively, athletically, speed-wise, all that type of stuff. SIGs are also much better, despite the fact that he does still have his own release and his own fade, I mean, which I'm actually okay with. I just think it's really disappointing that they nerfed his free card as much as they did, because all of these other Dirks are actually pretty good. His own animation, sure, but not bad cards, really good animations, just his own release. But unfortunately, this Dirk that we got for free is kind of booty cheeks, and that's a disappointment, whereas the rest of the gambling Dirks look good. Not a huge surprise there, to be honest. 100 overalls. We have 100 overall Dirk, LaMelo, Brandon Roy, James Worthy, and Taco Fall. 7'5" with an 8'2" wingspan. Taco Fall has a 100 overall card, and as always, has a great release. Mitchell Robinson base is what he's had for a few years now. It's always a very good jump shot. He's got incredible sigs as well. He's too heavy to do it behind the back, which is good, but Kyrie dribble style, Kemba escape, John Wall drag back still make at 7'5" with his player build and his glitchiness. He is one of the very best cards in the game, without a doubt. Just like Goat Wimby, just like Zach Edey, just like, I mean, there's a bunch of tall bigs, but Taco might be the best of the bunch. He's definitely very much one of the best cards in the game, and it's a shame that he's only gambling. I mean, this is the worst part about this game right now, to be honest. It really is. And we have 3 other 100 overalls, none of whom are nearly as exciting as James Worthy is, or as Taco Fall is, but James Worthy is also an amazing card. I mean, he's got a good release. I know it. I like his release a lot. John Wall base, Al Horford upper. Sigs-wise, really good. Like, this card's great. He is. But he's not special at the small forward position. None of these 100 overalls are. And if you lock in 600,000 MT, even grinding the set, and lock in 600,000 MT for these 3 players, or for any of these 3 guys, LaMelo, B-Roy, or James Worthy, you're probably going to be disappointed. You're basically locking it in for the off chance that you get Taco, and that is really unfortunate. B-Roy's a 6'6" PG. Glad he's point guard eligible. Still don't think he's anything special at this point. There's so many good cards. I mean, they changed his release, which I'm actually kind of surprised by, because I actually did like his standstill release a lot. But I guess probably a faster release now, even if I already did like his release. Sigs are amazing. Pro 2 fade. Like, obviously he's really good, but I don't know. There's a lot of good point guards. He's nothing too ridiculously special. LaMelo's probably the same boat. Still has his own release. Sigs are much better now. Pro 2 fade. He's a much better card than his previous cards have been this year. But at the same time, I mean, still, I think he's a bit limited. Like, not limited. He's just not special. His jumper can be a little hitchy as well. I don't love LaMelo's release personally, at least on next gen. I've heard people who play current gen say that his release is really, really good. But as a whole, it's really lame, honestly, this gambling only system. And then we have 100 overall Dirk, also only attainable by gambling, also entirely a clone of his previous card as well. Same sig, same animations, basically same stats. His 100 overall, his previous 100 overall, and all of his dark matters except for the free one will all play basically exactly the same. I don't think there's going to be a significant difference between any of them in terms of what you'll actually feel using the cards on paper. So if you get any of those Dirks, that's more than good enough, but it is a shame that you have to gamble for any of those guys. And then obviously, Goat Dirk Pro does have a changed. Yep, Terrence Mann base Oscar upper. Good lord, he is souped as crap. Pro 2 fade as well. I mean, he's really, really good. The only Dirk that does not have his own release and his own fade, and he is absolutely insane. One of the best cards in the game for sure at the power forward position. But again, there's so many good cards at this point. Definitely not in the slightest worth gambling for. Really, really good card. There's no doubt about it. And I would love to be able to get this card in another year. This game would be absolutely popping right now because of all this content. But because literally every single card in this drop, with the exception of these 4 guys at the bottom, are unobtainable without gambling, is really, really lame. And it absolutely ruins this mode. And it's been the thing that's ruined this mode for months now. And I'm not going to stop talking about it because it sucks. And it takes away from any excitement about Friday drops whatsoever. So the Season 8 rewards look really good. There's a lot of promising stuff about Season 8, but it does not take away from the fact that Friday drops are still as garbage as they have been really ever in my team, and they continue to get worse, unfortunately, as well, because the lock-ins continue to become less attainable. As a whole, just really, really disappointing. Another very unfortunate Friday drop, in all honesty. Everything else everything else is good, but like, that is the disappointing part. I will say as well, forgot about these 3 cards. We are getting Anthony Edwards, Kawhi, and Bam Adebayo in packs, as well as Invincibles. They're only pullable. They're also only gambling cards. Anthony Edwards still has his own release, so honestly, he's not that good at the point guard position. Only 6'4", still has his own release. He's not top tier, honestly, so definitely not worth gambling for. Kawhi still has his own release, which isn't bad, but this card doesn't look significantly better than his previous card. Has the same animations as his Dark Matter, which already had exceptional stats, except I guess Kyrie dribble style instead of MJ. But as a whole, there's not significant differences there either. I don't know. I'm looking at these cards. None of them are worth gambling for at all. And then you have Bam Adebayo as the last one. I'm sure he's not either. He's only 6'9" at the power forward position, which makes him kind of small. His stats and badges are awesome. His release is nice. His sigs are great. He's not a bad card at all, but he's also not top tier because he's a little bit small. And none of those cards are worth gambling for either. My advice to y'all is, if you are still playing my team, which I honestly don't know why you would, but if you are, grind for free rewards, the stuff that you want. Maybe if you have the MT, you could lock in the set, although the sets become more and more predatory each week. And then get off the game and go find something else to do, because this game is a disaster class because of how many cards I get kept behind gambling and how it ruins this game for so many people. It's unfortunate, but it's also what we have right now, so it is what it is. I hope y'all did enjoy the video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon. I appreciate y'all. Peace.